General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni eno gyawonye dda anti kkooti y'ensi yonna ekibalwa bakuntumya obujulizi obusingayo obwenkomeredde obutemu bwadde ajjakola ku bannayuganda nga looza bintu bya musaago byamannyo wenu Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine Mulabe Dduka omusango guno yagutwala ng'asaaga n'aguteekayo mu kkooti y'ensi yonna General Museveni yalowooza mbunna bigenda kuba byalwali awo kaakati ne Namusa yatuuse dda ku nnyoge ate ye mwavulu nkupe Lukyolo nga ne banka y'ensi yonna wamu ne IMF zasizaamu dda ensimbi ze baali bamuwola ate nga n'enkola oba nkolagano wakati we n'eggwanga lya America mu byensuubulagana Muhita Mwagowa nayo yasazibwamu kaakati nno Namusa etuuse ku nnyoge omusajja entegetege zimufampa agenda emikono bagenda kugiteeka gye gitawemera ntungo essaawa yonna agenda mu mabuusu kaso tulabe ebigambo bino bulungi akatambi kano tukeetegereze General Museveni obutemu bwakoze ku bannayuganda Kasese Kampala Mukula simanya wa bana ba people power kwekalakaasa ekigambo kito kimududidde tutandike bwe tuti.
Yes, so this Kasese murders happened the same time when people were waiting for their Renzulu king to return. I do not know what is going on between this government and the Kasese people, but of all the tribes in Uganda that are oppressed, it seems to me that the Kasese people, I think maybe there was some rumors that they wanted to break away from Uganda at one point to create their own state. Like ever since then, the government has had it in for them because the moment the king was released, the Renzululu king, the moment he was released 6 years after he was under house arrest in Kampala where he couldn't travel. And a lot of his subjects, obviously, they died when there was a Kasese massacre. And then those the prisoners that were taken, some of them actually died in prison, and some of them are still on remand. And then when he was about to return, this is when this attack happened, where like 47 people were killed. That kind of dampened down the spirit of like all this excitement that our king is coming back and all of this that died down. And yeah, there's never been any, like I said earlier, there's never been any investigations regarding this. So those are the names I was able to find. Obviously, you know, they don't have like researching, like, you know, everybody wasn't accounted for. So those are the names I was able to find, and then we did add them onto the database because their death is still questionable. And we really wished, you know, that the government would have stepped up and, you know, done investigations, found out what actually happened, why it happened. And then recently, NTV done a story on this. They went back to Kasese, and the school there's never been any like rebuilding processes or anything like that. And even the people were scared to return into that area. And one of the things that the NRM government that says is like we brought peace, we brought security, and this is clearly not true, because obviously some areas of Kasese they are like a no-go zones. Yeah, may their souls rest in peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, he brought peace, security. What kind of peace is this? What kind of security is this? Ugandans, we must rise up. That is the line that I'm going to give you today. For the whole day, for the whole session. Yes, I see James, Comrade James, you say there's no voice for you. I wonder why. Who is suffocating you? How are you, Dr. James? Are you able to speak to us?
Yes, I'm able to speak. No, I joined when it was a moment. I joined when it was a moment of silence. So I was like, I started struggling, and I'm like, what has happened? It was a moment of silence then. Well, there's a lot to speak about Uganda, but like Docas has said, if you have seen, I've just put in a tweet there I did a tweet. I did a voice in Samia. I did, I think there are about 3 tweets. I'm like, you people, are you seeing what is happening in Kenya? The conditions in Uganda is not a condition of an opposition. It's a condition of the citizens of the country. We all must become active. And that's what Docus has just mentioned. We need active citizenry. We are yet, in my tweet, I said we are yet to graduate from dancing Kadodi. We are yet to graduate from dancing Kadodi. The Kenyans, it was a financial bill. And the biggest protests were in Eldoret. Eldoret is where Ruto comes from. See what is there. So for us, we get up in the morning and we are dancing and we are dancing and we are dancing. No. Active citizenry is all of us. Whether you're NRM, whether what, it's about a Ugandan. Are you feeling the pain of what is happening? Are you feeling the pain of theft in parliament? Are you feeling pain of corruption? And then the solution is the word people power. We have not even understood it. People power is just not a slogan. People power is the citizens to rise up like we're seeing in Kenya, and they tell you, they go to an MP's home and say, we elected you. You have passed this bill. This is not what we elected you for. Most politicians in Kenya are on the run because citizens have risen against them. We did not elect you to make yourself comfortable. This bill has passed through you people. There's nobody safe. And in Eldoret, Ruto must go. That is his people. The Kalenjins are saying Ruto must go. So for us as Ugandans, my appeal, my say is, how do we graduate from dancing Kadodi to taking over the streets, to taking over parliament, because the Kenyans have taken over parliament. They're active. There's nothing like the army. Who will you kill? You're going to kill 48 million Ugandans. The answer is no. The army is overcome by people power. So whether it is in case, I mean, there are conditions in Uganda that merit rising up. I see people crying over the Kawaka. I'm like, where is Woligwa Wendigwa? What does that mean? The Kawaka has landed in Botswana. Nobody is go there. We're talking about Kasese. It's the citizen. Land eviction is not going to be solved by parliament. Land eviction is going to be solved by creating justice, and justice is when there's no poverty, there's peace. Justice is removing poverty. How do you remove poverty? The resources of the country are exploited for the benefit. You are saying about environment, the Chinese. Last week we were sharing videos. I mean, when shall we stop sharing these things? We were sharing videos of Chinese in Lake Victoria digging sand. We are just sharing these things. Why aren't we using these things to empower ourselves to speak? Not speak, to go to the streets. Uganda's problems are street solutions, is not law. By the way, street solutions are citizens' law. The citizens must say enough is enough. Who are these few people you have elected to siphon resources out of us? Who are these few people who have elected? I mean, when you see the budget of the Speaker of Defense, and I hate it the way the elites share it, people who have gone to school just pick this thing and put it there. It affects us. I was telling my friend from the People Power man from Busia, Wafula George, that Wafula, you are from, we are Kenyans almost. We are Kenyans. See what is happening there. It's not opposition, it is citizens. We tell Museveni that NUP is going to massacre. No, the citizens are in Masaka. The citizens are in Tororo. The citizens are Ugandans everywhere. Docus, I submit. Thank you. But my tweets are there. If you can help, I don't want even just to make them for fun. It is about you rising up beyond Chagulanyi. It's about you rising up beyond the people. Noop. It's about you becoming sure that you have power, not the guns. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that message. We really have to realize people power is not, I think when we say people power, everybody thinks, oh, this is just about Chagulanyi. No, we have to rise up as a nation. And like I keep saying, together we can. We borrowing Barack's, slogan. Yes, guys, let us continue to mobilize, because we are not going to get freedom on a silver platter. We cannot continue to watch. It is so sad. I was just asking about Comrade Masaba, our comrade from the UAE. He was denied bail, and we all know he committed no crime. And he's not the only one. There's so many young men and women in detention, illegal detention, being tortured. Some are murdered and thrown away, or I don't know, whatever has been done to them. And we're just quiet. When are we going to get angry enough, to demand that Museveni steps down or leaves or goes, or I don't know, hashtag stop Museveni. We must free Uganda. Thank you. Thank you so much. Comrades, go to the Twitter handle. If you're on Facebook, I'll try and copy the tweet, Dr. James's tweet, and take it to Facebook. Follow him, amplify, reply, and respond to the tweet as well. Yes, Comrade Moki, please do come in, and then Comrade Ismail, hopefully you take the mic after Comrade Moki. Thank you.
Yeah, greetings everybody.
Hey.
My name is Moki. It's my first time here. I've long been alerted about a meeting by our chairman, Mr. Mianja, which has done a very good job. Okay, I'll go straight to the point. My issue is like, the one thing Ugandans should know is, if we to compare ourselves to Kenya, then that's a different scenario, because Kenya is not fighting against occupation, or Kenya is not led by a refugee. For that, we should differentiate ourselves and we should know our problems. If you want to deal with our problems, the first thing if you want to find solutions to our problems, we should identify the enemy or the problem first. And the problem is Uganda is under occupation, which is clear to everybody. Although some others are hesitant about it, we got sisters and brothers from different areas. Let me say, okay, let me go straight to the point. We have sisters and brothers who are Rwandese, okay, but they are born in Uganda and they're in the cause. So if we identify that the occupation of Uganda is a 100 people group or 50 people group, as our teacher brought it clear when he was saying about the solution that can be done, the solution of surgical operation, and it was suffocated by, the betrayal we have amidst us. Before we say we're gonna fight the dictator, we should also find solutions to our inner problems. And our inner problem is we are enemies of each other. We have no solidarity. However much you discuss upon something, your very one is the one who's gonna betray you, and suffocate the movement. And let's take, for instance, the 2 million march when we were welcoming the president. It was clear when we saw Mr. Mpuga, our own, the one who was so much beloved, the one who we really respected because he was next to the president, being the the vice president, the president is representative in the central region, which region takes the biggest part of the population. Now, when we deal with that, we should also remember we bring our member of parliament countrywide, and if you to add up all the regions of Uganda, we find that the biggest number of member of parliament come from the same region. That suffocates the voice of the majority. However much the most would prevail, but the majority are also suffocated, you know, because Uganda and let's say the central region and the eastern, the northern are more people than the other region, which is representing or sending representatives the biggest number to the council, which is not making any sense when it becomes to a free and fair debate in the parliament. However much we would blame our friends and the other people in the parliament who are trying to represent our needs, we should also look at the number of one speaking people who have occupied the parliament. So this will bring me to the cause to conclude that Uganda is under occupation, and whatever is going on with the displacement of people from the wetlands and so on, is another point to suffocate and or to place the nationals, let me say the Ugandans, into concentration camps. This is another way of torture. They are trying to torture Ugandans to a point that leaving Uganda to a nearest country would be the solution or will be a breathing space for us. They are trying to press us out of our country. That's why you're finding the biggest number who are vigilant and who are ready to do something are us in the diaspora, which is very hard if we are mobilize ourselves to supporting the people on the ground. It is very hard because the one who would trust are also in the diaspora. The ones who try to go on the ground now, look at our very example, Masaba is in is holding Comunicado, and there is no any sign of the people. If we'd say that the Masaba, Ama the Bagishu would rise up for that cause, then it becomes a national cause as we rose up for Mr. Lumbuye, then it would be another thing. But look at how demonstrations are held in Uganda and the way they are treated, and compare them to the way the demonstrations are treated in Kenya. So one thing we should understand is we should go back to our norms. We should go back to our norms. Let's organize ourselves from the family level. Most of us are here making points and everything, but when you start to the smallest unit of the society, that's a family, there is none of their family member partisan in the revolution. So let us be real to each other. Let us stop being hypocrites. Let us do this starting from the family level. You know, charity begins at home. You won't come here and tell me, yet they have not mobilized even one at your family, you know. So I would agitate and, you know, I raise my voice to a national unity, and we should identify ourselves as Ugandans, the people who are proud of who they are, by starting this education from the family level. And let us be one. Let us quit the hypocritism. Let us quit everything that is dividing us like traitors. So let us stand for one cause, and we say, for God and my country, we shall stand. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Moki. Thank you so much for that. Yes, Comrade Ismail, you're coming in. You're muted. Comrade, you're muted. Right. Yes, thank you so much, Comrade, for that message. Guys, we'll be drawing to a close very soon. Please do raise your hands and let us hear from you. Thank you for that. Let's continue with the mobilization, because we have got to speak up and even louder. Yes, we will hear from Comrade Everest, although in our midst we do have, I believe it's Reverend Samuel Magala. I don't know if you have a moment for us, because we'd like to hear from you. Yes, Comrade Everest, please do come in. Speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Dorcas.
Yes, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. And how are you? And thank you for having this platform for us. So the time and standing for Uganda is quite amazing, the way you have come all the way up to today. Members, Uganda, we need it. But until we manage our selfishness as individuals, because we hold or we are responsible for dictatorship going in Uganda, individually and collectively. Personally, I would say that having given away our powers individually and collectively, we need to revisit our personal and collective stance. What do I mean here? Dictatorship, to assume power, gets it from us by getting our money, getting our support, whichever, moral, whatever. The moment we withdraw these words from the dictatorship,
Yes, yeah,
we will have withdrawn the power they have. They are killing us because we are paying them to kill us. How do we pay them? We pay them by paying paying for goods and services brought in the country. And the revenues they collect on those services or goods is the one they use to buy tear gas, to pay for these goons. The day we can say, this is enough, let us stop our selfishness individually and as Ugandans, that's the day dictatorship will cease to exist in our country. We know that the country borrows from all sorts of institutions and is highly indebted. But who is securing that? Who is giving that insurance? It's we. If we say, no, we're not giving you any more insurance to borrow on our heads, that's the end of it. Until we know the power we have, until we organize it and put make a statement, a strong statement that no more, we don't need anyone who is not ours. That's the day we can determine our future and the future of our country. But so long as we come here, say, oh, there is dictatorship is killing us, without knowing that we are part and parcel of the killing. We pay to kill our brothers and sisters. For me, I've spoken to some of our colleagues, we go for demonstrations. I said there is a pain to pay when we are really getting rid of this dictatorship. And one of it I suggested was to stop sending money home. They said, oh, how are our people going to live? But if you know that the money you are sending home, part of it is buying tear gas, is paying the goons to kill your sisters, your brothers, to take your land. And let me be honest and blunt here. The moment they take what you own, you remain nothing. Who wants to be in such a state? They are taking the land. You remain owning nothing. Soon they will even take your life because you are owning nothing. Let us fight from the little we have. Let us organize ourselves. Let us wake up tomorrow and we say, dictatorship is surviving on selling us expensive electricity. Let us not use it. Even when we use it, let us use the little bit, the smallest we can at least use. Oh, if we are to use it for 5 hours, let us use it for 1 hour. The emergency we cannot forfeit. If we are to use fuel, I know they collect a lot of money on fuel. If we are to stop using fuel, let us use the little bit. And because it is a pain to get rid of dictatorship, it is embedded in our selfishness. Until that time we wake up and we say, as a country, as individuals, that our selfishness is babysitting these dictators, let us trim it and trim the dictatorship. I'm telling you, collectively, synergetically, we can bring down this dictatorship if we stop our selfishness. That's where they stand. They have no any other ground. I would appeal to you members, wherever you get time to speak to your brothers, sisters, whoever, alert them that as a country, we need to come together, harness our selfishness, because it's the one sustains dictatorship. The moment we trim back to the levels which will make even the dictatorships shake, we will have done a good job. The last bits is only to tell it, please get out, and we get our people's president who will represent us, who will respect us. Even the parliament will put their people who will represent us, who will respect us. We will have our dignity. We don't have it. We will be able to determine our economic development. But currently we are the state we are in, we don't make our own arms. That means someone selling arms to Uganda owns us. We need to turn around these things, but we're not gonna get them softly because they also need to keep us there and even more to kill us. If we cannot wake up now, I don't think we have more time left for us because they are determined. Please, I'll call everyone to wake up to these realities and face them head on without compromising anything. Thank you very much, members, and have a good day.
Thank you so much, comrade, for that. Yes, silence is not an option for us, neither is neutrality. Yes, comrades, please, let's work hard because we must be free, you know. Dictator Museveni is not going to have mercy on anyone, nobody, okay? If you're not his family member or his close, I don't think he even has friends. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to be, you know, Comrade Iga, please do come in. Thank you. Guys will be talking shortly. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dorcas. I had about 100 points to make, but I'll start with
Please
answering my brother Everest, who I haven't always agreed with that point. When you stop sending money to the people you look after, how do you expect them to survive? If you don't feed them, you'll be pushing them somewhere else, or better still, they will die. So what do? Yes, we educate them. You start by doing the achievable. Yeah? We shall not buy things from those we know who are against us or who support the regime. That's a starting point. We shall know who to vote, which we've done very well, and they know who to vote. Yeah? Those are the things we tell them to do. And another point I heard was, I didn't agree much with my sister Demi. Eviction, we are no objecting to eviction. People must leave the wetlands, but they haven't occupied the wetlands last month or last year. They've been there for donkeys of years. Now, if we had a government, they will sit down and see what problem we have, and they come out with a solution to relocate those in those particularly affected wetlands, especially in the capital. The money which is stolen, which we've said, is enough to relocate these people. So if you plan ahead, you move them, you move them slowly, then it becomes a task manageable. Yeah. Now, if you put yourself in a position of someone's house which was demolished on the day, who had taken her or his children to boarding schools, what do you tell the children that you have no home? I have not come to your visitors day because we have no home. I have nowhere to prepare you anything. Yeah? How do you feel? Yeah? However much you get emotionally attached to environment, yeah? Environment is planned. Even if you knock those houses yesterday, would that improve the environment tomorrow? These things need to be planned. I wouldn't object my taxes when they are used to resettle these people, because human being needs are three, basically. You need shelter, you need food, and health. Provide those, and then we can move on. And I agreed with also Dr. James very much. I mean, people need to understand the meaning of people power. Yeah? Now, we've said it before, if we all our people go to the street, which I tell my people, yeah, but so is every other freedom fighter tells their people. Collectively, when we hit those streets, you won't see the army. I can guarantee you that. Or you'll be the other way around. The army will join you because they live among us. Some of them will live in these wetlands. Yeah? But you weren't expecting two of them to come out and get lynched. But collectively from all areas, because it's a national issue. Yeah. Let's take nationalism out of these things. It's a national problem. Yeah? We are Uganda, yes. Until we get rid of this regime, you will not really enjoy your cultural benefits. Yeah, we should learn to define culture and nationalism. Yeah, because every time things bad are done, they hide behind nationalism. Yeah, which doesn't move us any forward, and the gullible ones would follow that. So we need to know what people power means. Collectively go on the street. Yeah, I will definitely support my family, which I told them. If they are going to join on the street, I take the consequences because I look after them. They are my blood. Yeah. And I teach my kids. Yeah. A struggle is not easy. But if they want to join, because I see the young foot soldiers on the streets, they give their life. Yeah. They got the same blood as my family. Yeah. So why can't they follow them? Yeah? This is what I'm saying. We should learn to love our country better than we do. And we stop being cowards. And we should hit the street. If I was home, I'll be on that street if I'm alive. If I die, well, I die in the struggle. Yeah? That's also not a problem because everyone must die at some point. But you must sacrifice for the cause. But feeding our people, we must feed them. We must send them what they need to live on, but also we must educate them. That's all I had. Thank you very much. But I'm not having a go at my sister Demi or brother Everest. Yeah, we normally discuss these things, but we must do the achievable, and we must look beyond our little community and look on a Uganda problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Comrade Godfrey. Yes, Comrade Ismail, I don't know if you're on your screen, because I've had to go off my screen. Yes, thank you so much for that. I do believe, Comrade Everest, I'm not in defense of, anybody's. We all have, we all can. I think for the issue.
Yes, I'm back.
Yes, Comrade. Yes, Comrade
No,
Ismail.
No, go ahead. You are still finishing your point.
Pick it, please. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Comrade and Comrade Godfrey. Thank you very much. I see Comrade James. James, you've got your hand up. Did you have something you wanted to share with us? I've seen the messages put in a group, so I'm using my phone, so give me a minute. Comrade James? Unmute. Unmute. Comrade Dorcas, can you help me unmute Comrade James?
Yes. Thank you so much. I just wanted to add a message on evictions. Evictions are a state function everywhere, even in the United States. Docus, in a small country, it's called Iowa. This small country, Uganda, is 1.7 times bigger than Iowa. This small country has 947 cities. It has 947 cities. Now, there's what they call public sector planning. Those are the things I was sharing. Public sector planning. That if we're going to say a road is going to pass here, if we are saying we are going to put a park here, because these are common words that you all know, you have heard of them, the impact assessment, both on the environment and the population. Now, there's simple laws that are abused. And these are UN laws. These are laws even, I think, in Uganda. And that's why we keep on emphasizing that, first of all, we must establish the rule of law. If you're going to displace people, be it on mineral surfaces, the UN law says, when you're displacing me from Busia, you take me to a place with an equivalent of what you want to exploit from Busia. It means if you're displacing me from Busia because there's gold, then you are taking me to a place where everything associated with the gold can be got. So if you look at creating the 947 cities of Iowa, trust me, every person who is displaced is happy because the government takes over and creates amenities for people to be able to survive. This is something that Ugandans must see. Now, I have put there a picture of a tortoise. I was trying to put a picture of a snake. The state where I am, and in fact, Ugandans have come. Next week, I'll be posting pictures of Ugandans who come here. They have come here under the Mandela Washington, and I'll be part of the people who are taking them around to see what Iowa looks like. Farmland is defined farmland. You'll drive across farmlands, acres and acres, mileage of maize, soya bean, and that is what they call public sector planning. Yes, people on the wetland, people have lived on the wetland for years, so you're going to displace them. You look at their livelihoods. Did they have children in school? Do you take these children to which schools? Did they have livelihood? Did they have what farms? Where do you create these people? It's the state. So the displacement that is being done in Uganda, that eviction is wrong. It's wrong because it is creating suffering. The citizens are supposed to be protected by the state. So Ugandans, I think, will have remained this backward, that we just imagine state. We are not the state. And that's why I'm emphasizing the people power in Kenya. I was going to talk about that tortoise. I went fishing. I'm still telling you how environment is protected. I went fishing and I got a tortoise, mfudu, and I posted it and people told me, James, remove that mfudu. You're going to be arrested because it's a protected species. And then I got a snake. I posted it. People asked me, James, are you the one who killed that snake? I said, no, I found a snake run over by a car. It's a protected species. James has been given a license. I think you're going to see me going to fish. After here, I'm going to the lake to fish because I've been given a fishing license. I just don't go to fish. And then on the fishing license, they even told me, if you get this fish, release it. If you get this one, take it home. If you get this, release it. And they're telling me the maximum number of fish I'm supposed to fish and go with. So these are state rules. This is what we call rule of law. So for us Ugandans, as of now, nobody should appeal to government. Government is us. Let's think hard that we want the rule of law. We want to restore the environment, which we must. But the citizens who are living on that environment, the citizens who are on the minerals, the citizens who are on the land where you want to displace them, what have you done? They must not suffer. They must be protected by the state. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Comrade James. Yes, protected species.
Ndowooza owulira eyo y'embeera eri mu nsi yattu, eri mu Uganda yaffe. Ensi bwetyo bweri, ebigambo bwe bityo bwe biri, Nansi abonaabona bubonnyebonnyi mu nsi ye, muyandibadde ate yeeyagalira, naye ate abonaaboneramu bubonnyebonnyi. Uganda is bleeding. N'obeera ng'omugwira, n'obeera nga nakunkunya edda, n'obeera nga atalinaako waabwe. N'okwata obusente obwokoze mu nnaku ey'ekitalo ennyo, n'obaako w'oguze nti kangula nompangaalirewo, ne bajja ne bakugobawo, ate ne basenda nawo nga twakuwadde olw'ataano nga tolina nawo otandikira. Abantu bali mu maziga bakaaba, bali mu kubonaabona, naye nga pulezidenti alugamba nti mujja kiwulira. Bulina okuba nga buvunaanyizibwa bwo nange tusituke, twetaase, tulwanirire eggwanga lyaffe, kuba bwe tutaabe ffe twali amazima agenda kutulwanirira. Ffe tulina okulwanirira obulamu bwaffe, ffe tulina okulwanirira eggwanga lyaffe, tulijje mu mikono gy'ababi, tulijje mu mikono gy'abalabba, tulijje mu mikono gy'abadduuyi, tuyiteeke mu mikono egy'omukulembeze yazaalwa wano ng'ayagala ensi n'abantu baffe, olaba Uganda bw'ekulaakulana. Naye nga tulina okusitukiramu. Kye baakoze ab'e Kenya tulina ate okukikwano tukidaabulinga, bwetwataba okwegwako nakyemalira, olw'ensi yaffe etereere. Mbaagala nnyo mwenna, Omukama Katonda gwe nsaba bakuume, tujja kuba tuddamu, bannange mweraba.